Alex Morgan never expected that a simple evening at home would change his life forever. A xenobiologist by profession, Alex spent most of his days in the quiet hum of the Earth Science Research Station, tucked away on the outskirts of the city. He enjoyed solitude, books, and experiments. Social interactions were limited, often uncomfortable. Yet tonight, he was about to host a guest, unlike any he had ever imagined. The program was called the Interstellar Hospitality Exchange. Humans had only recently started interacting with other sentient species, and as part of a government initiative, selected individuals could host alien cultural ambassadors for short periods. The idea was simple: a one-night stay, mutual observation, and cultural learning. Alex had been chosen because of his expertise in alien biology and his reputation for patience. He had expected a humanoid, perhaps slightly taller than an average human, maybe with some subtle differences in skin color or eye structure. But when the transport pod landed softly on his apartment balcony, his expectations were shattered. The pod hissed and shimmered, and before him stepped Lyra. She was unlike anything he had seen before. Her body was translucent, faintly glowing, like crystal reflecting light from within. Hints of deep blues and purples shifted across her surface as if she carried a tiny galaxy inside her. Her limbs were slender, graceful, and her face, if it could be called that, was smooth and expressive. Two large eyes, shimmering like polished amethyst, regarded him curiously. Alex blinked. Lyra tilted her head in a way that suggested amusement. Then, in perfect basic English, the universal interstellar language, she said, "Greetings. Host, I am Lyra of the Chrysalian Collective. I am here for observation and cultural exchange. Duration: one night." Alex felt his throat dry. "Right. One night. Of course. Welcome." Despite himself, he smiled. Lyra's presence was mesmerizing. There was something almost magnetic about her calm, intelligent gaze, and yet, she carried herself with the subtle caution of someone assessing everything with careful precision. "Shall we begin?" she asked. "I have noted preliminary human behaviors. They are curious." Alex chuckled nervously. "Sure. Would you like something to drink? Water? Tea?" Lyra considered the options silently. "Water. My sensors detect high fluid retention in humans. Hydration appears critical." Alex fetched a glass of water and handed it to her. She accepted it delicately, and as the liquid flowed through her translucent form, faint colors danced across her body. Alex couldn't help but stare. "So," he said, trying to break the tension, "you're here to observe humans for one night. Do you have any specific, interests?" Lyra paused. "I am programmed to study human problem-solving, emotional responses, and creativity. I will also record interactions for my collective. I wish to understand why humans thrive despite apparent physical limitations." Alex felt a small surge of pride. Humans often underestimated themselves. Maybe she would see it too. "Well," he said, "you've come to the right person. I've spent years studying alien biology, but I've learned a lot about humans in the process. Let's start simple. How about you watch me cook dinner?" Lyra tilted her head. "Cooking, primitive chemical transformation with heat. I am familiar in theory. Observation may enhance understanding of human culture." Alex set to work. As he chopped vegetables and prepared a simple stir-fry, he explained each step. Lyra watched intently, her eyes tracking every movement. Occasionally, a soft glow ran along her limbs when she made a note in her internal database. "What fascinates you about humans?" Alex asked, trying to keep his voice casual. Lyra's gaze met his. "You endure. You create tools with limited resources. You solve problems with improvisation. Your curiosity drives innovation even when survival is not at immediate risk. This resilience is unique." Alex felt a swell of pride. "We do try our best." When dinner was ready, they ate together. Lyra's manner of consuming food was different. She absorbed nutrients directly, leaving behind only a faint shimmer on her skin, but she followed social norms, mimicking Alex's gestures politely. The conversation flowed slowly at first, but soon picked up momentum. Lyra asked questions about art, music, and human emotions. Alex explained how humans found meaning in creation, collaboration, and shared experiences. "You value companionship," she observed. "Even those who prefer solitude still form bonds." "Fascinating." Alex nodded. "Yes, even people like me." As the evening continued, Alex noticed Lyra's attention to detail. She studied how he organized his apartment, how he moved between tasks, how he reacted when small problems arose. She seemed to absorb everything, yet she did so without judgment. It was like watching a living mirror, reflecting both his actions and his species' strengths. Suddenly, the apartment lights flickered. Alex frowned. A minor power fluctuation. Nothing serious, or so he thought. Lyra's eyes glowed brighter. Electrical instability detected. Risk assessment. Medium. Recommended action. Mitigate immediately. Before Alex could react, she extended her hands toward the wiring, sending a faint pulse of energy that stabilized the system. Lights returned to normal. Alex blinked. I can assist." Lyra replied simply. "Observation is enhanced when safety is maintained. Human ingenuity is impressive, but physical limitations require backup." Alex felt a strange mix of awe and pride. Humanity had created machines and systems to reach for the stars, but it was clear that Lyra respected the species for more than technology. She respected humans for their intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. The night deepened. Outside, city lights flickered against the dark sky. Alex and Lyra sat together on his small balcony, sharing stories. She spoke of her homeworld, a crystalline planet orbiting a binary star, where her people lived in structured harmony, their lives dedicated to study and collective knowledge. She had never seen chaos or improvisation like Earth had. "I am curious," she said quietly. "Why do humans choose unpredictability? Your species takes risks that seem unnecessary. Yet these risks lead to invention." Alex shrugged. "Maybe it's part of being alive. We create, we fail, we try again. Maybe it's not efficient, but it makes life meaningful." Lyra considered this. For a long moment, she simply watched the city below. Then, softly, she said, "I believe I will require more observation. One night may be insufficient." Alex laughed nervously. "Well, officially, the program only allows one night. But I think there's a lot more you could learn. And maybe I could learn too." She turned her glowing eyes to him, a hint of warmth radiating through her crystalline form. "I am intrigued by your species. Your adaptability, your humor, your courage. It surpasses my initial expectations. I wish to continue observation, perhaps indefinitely." Alex felt a strange mix of excitement and apprehension. This was no longer a simple hospitality experiment. Something had shifted. The alien he was supposed to host for one night had unexpectedly opened a door to a larger connection, one that might change both their lives. He leaned back, letting the cool night air brush against his face. "Indefinitely." "Huh?" he said with a small smile. "We'll see. For now, let's just enjoy the night." Lyra nodded, her form shimmering softly under the moonlight. For the first time, Alex felt that humanity was more remarkable than he had ever realized, not just in his own achievements, but in the way it could inspire awe in beings from distant stars. And for Lyra, that night marked the beginning of a journey of discovery, one that would show her that humans were not just resilient or clever, they were extraordinary. And so, the first night passed quietly, filled with small discoveries, shared laughter, and the subtle understanding that this encounter was far from ordinary. For Alex, it was the start of something new. something bigger than himself. For Lyra, it was the first glimpse of a species worth staying with. Little did they know, the events of this night would set the stage for challenges, adventures, and an appreciation of humanity that no cosmic distance could ever diminish. The morning sunlight poured through the tall windows of Alex's apartment, catching the edges of Lyra's crystalline form and making her shimmer like a living prism. The night had passed quietly, but the air now hummed with anticipation. Today was more than observation. Today was about discovery. Alex sipped his coffee, a ritual he rarely allowed himself to enjoy without thinking of data or experiments. Lyra stood near the balcony, her gaze fixed on the city below, absorbing the motions of humans as they moved through streets, buses, and markets. Her glowing form pulsed subtly with each observation, like a heartbeat of curiosity. "Your species has interesting patterns," Lyra said softly, as though speaking to herself. "Your routines appear repetitive, yet within repetition exists creativity." Alex smiled. "That's one way to put it. We like habits, but we also like small changes. Keeps life interesting." Lyra's gaze shifted to him, and for a moment, Alex felt she was weighing the truth of that statement. "I wish to understand improvisation more deeply. Observation is insufficient. I require interaction." Alex laughed nervously. "Interaction? You're not suggesting you'll be experimenting on me?" "Interaction does not imply harm. It implies collaboration. There is a small anomaly in the orbital communication array. Your engineers have overlooked it. I wish to help you fix it." Alex's coffee nearly spilled. "You want to help me fix it? Now?" Lyra nodded. "Problem solving is an essential aspect of human ingenuity. I wish to compare methods. It will be educational for both parties." Despite initial hesitation, Alex felt a surge of excitement. Most humans would have panicked at the thought of an alien offering to assist in critical technology. Alex, however, saw an opportunity. This was more than observation. It was teamwork. The orbital communication array was a satellite system that maintained Earth's primary interstellar communications. Engineers had reported minor disruptions, but no one could identify the source. Alex had access to the system only in theory. But Lyra's sensors detected the irregularity immediately. "I detect a structural weakness in Panel 7 of Sector Delta," she explained. "Your species failed to notice a misalignment in the energy modulators. Probability of escalation high." Alex rubbed his forehead. "That's incredible. I didn't even think to check that panel. But how do we fix it from here?" Lyra extended her hands toward the holographic model of the satellite array projected from Alex's workstation. With a subtle pulse of her energy, she stabilized the projection and highlighted the problem area. "Your humans rely heavily on manual intervention. I can assist remotely. Together, we may prevent a major failure." The next few hours were a flurry of activity. Alex directed human technicians via secure channels, while Lyra analyzed structural data and suggested precise adjustments. Together, they identified vulnerabilities, replaced faulty modulators, and recalibrated the energy flow. It was a race against time, as solar interference increased the risk of communication blackouts. Throughout the process, Alex noticed how Lyra adapted to human limitations. She adjusted her suggestions to account for the slower pace of human machinery, the occasional misstep of a technician, even the subtle delays caused by communication lags. It was one thing to be brilliant. It was another to recognize and respect another species' constraints, while still achieving perfect results. "Your species is capable of improvisation beyond what I expected," Lyra said after a particularly clever solution Alex had suggested for stabilizing a secondary power line. "You adapt quickly, even when resources are limited. This is remarkable." Alex felt a blush rise to his cheeks. "Thanks. I guess humans do have their moments." Quote, "As they worked, they encountered an unexpected challenge. A minor solar flare disrupted the array's energy flow. Systems began to overload. Panic would have been natural for any human technician, but Lyra remained calm. She projected a stabilizing pulse into the array, and Alex followed her instructions, rerouting power through secondary circuits. Together, they prevented a total failure. When the crisis ended, Alex sank into his chair, exhausted but exhilarated. We did it. I can't believe it worked. Lyra's glow dimmed slightly in a gesture that seemed like satisfaction. It worked because of collaboration. Your species' creativity combined with precise observation creates outcomes that surpass expectations. Humanity is impressive. Alex leaned back, watching her shimmer in the sunlight. You make us sound like superheroes. You are, she replied softly, not because of physical strength, but because of resilience, intelligence, and courage. These traits allow your species to thrive in situations that would challenge many others. I am curious about your emotional responses to success and failure. Alex thought for a moment. Emotions can be messy, but we celebrate victories and learn from mistakes. Sometimes mistakes teach more than successes ever could. Lyra absorbed this quietly, then asked, do humans ever feel fear of their own limitations? Alex chuckled. All the time. But we try anyway. That's what makes the victories meaningful. That's what makes us human. Lyra's crystalline form pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. Your species' courage in the face of uncertainty is admirable. I have recorded all observations. Still, I wish to remain. One night is insufficient to understand such complexity. Alex realized that Lyra wasn't just impressed. She was genuinely fascinated. Her curiosity wasn't casual. It was deep, almost reverent. And as much as he had always been a scientist, a skeptic, he felt proud that humanity could inspire that kind of respect. By late afternoon, the technical problem had been fully resolved. The satellite array was stabilized, and Earth's interstellar communication systems were secure. Alex leaned back in his chair, exhausted but exhilarated. We did it, Lyra. We actually did it. Lyra's eyes glimmered like polished amethyst. Yes, and it demonstrates why observation alone is insufficient. Direct participation allows a more complete understanding of your species. Human resilience is extraordinary. Alex laughed softly. Extraordinary, huh? I suppose that's one way to put it. The evening brought a quiet calm after the excitement of the day. Alex made tea while Lyra observed the city skyline. There was a reflective silence between them. Comfortable and warm. For the first time, Alex felt that this wasn't just a scientific experiment. It was a connection, one that transcended distance, species, or even language. You impressed me today, Lyra said quietly, her voice carrying a subtle warmth. I expected cleverness, but I did not expect creativity under pressure. Your species adapts and innovates with a determination that my people rarely exhibit. You have taught me more in a day than I anticipated. Alex smiled, sipping his tea. We humans aren't perfect, but we do try. Sometimes trying is enough. Lyra's gaze lingered on him, almost contemplative. I am curious. How many humans possess such ingenuity? Is it common? Or exceptional? Alex thought for a moment. I think it's in all of us. Some just get more chances to show it than others. Lyra considered this quietly, then said, I wish to continue learning from your species. My collective allows temporary observation only. But I believe this experiment should continue indefinitely. Alex felt a strange mix of awe and nervous excitement. This one-night visit had turned into something far greater than either of them had imagined. Humanity had not only impressed an alien species, it had inspired curiosity, respect, and a desire to learn more. Indefinitely, huh? He said with a small laugh. That's a big step for a one-night experiment. Lyra's glow pulsed softly, like a living heartbeat. A species worth understanding requires time. I wish to continue observation, participation, and companionship. Your species has proven itself extraordinary. I wish to witness more. Alex leaned back in his chair, letting the calm evening settle over them. The city lights began to sparkle below as night approached. He realized that Lyra's stay, though meant to be brief, had already changed him. Humanity was remarkable not just for its technology or intelligence, but for its courage, creativity, and the ability to inspire awe across the stars. For Lyra, the day had been a revelation. She had seen humans under pressure, observed their problem-solving abilities firsthand, and witnessed the very traits that made them resilient. And as she shimmered softly beside him, she understood something fundamental. Humans were more than a curiosity. They were extraordinary, and she wanted to stay to see more. That night, as Alex prepared for bed, he felt a quiet excitement. The adventure was only beginning. Humanity had won its first victory not against aliens, not in battle but in respect, trust, and admiration. And for Lyra, the challenge of one day had become the promise of many more. Little did they know, the days ahead would test their ingenuity, patience, and teamwork in ways that neither Earth nor the stars could fully predict. But one thing was certain. Humanity had earned a place in Lyra's heart and mind. And perhaps, through her eyes, across the galaxy. The next morning dawned bright and clear, with sunlight spilling into Alex's apartment. Lyra's crystalline form shimmered softly in the warmth of the early sun, reflecting colors that shifted like a living rainbow. Today felt different. There was a sense of anticipation, almost like the air itself knew that choices had to be made. Alex stirred his coffee and glanced at Lyra. "You slept well?" he asked, half joking. Lyra tilted her head. "Sleep is not required for my species in the same way it is for yours. Rest allows minimal maintenance and internal data consolidation. Observation continues, even during what you call sleep. Still, your species' routines are fascinating." Alex smiled. "Well, I'm glad you at least enjoyed the night." "Sort of." Lyra's eyes glimmered as she studied the city skyline. "I am grateful for this experience. It has proven more enlightening than I expected. Your species demonstrates remarkable ingenuity and adaptability. I now understand more about humans than my collective predicted possible in one cycle." Alex leaned back in his chair, feeling a subtle tension in the room. "I'm glad you think so. But I sense something is troubling you." Lyra hesitated. "It is complicated. My homeworld requests my return. The interstellar hospitality exchange regulations permit observation only temporarily. My duty is to comply, yet I am compelled to continue learning from your species. I am uncertain how to reconcile obligation with curiosity." Alex nodded slowly. "I understand. Rules are rules. But, if you feel this way, maybe there's a way to find balance." Lyra's glowing form pulsed as she considered him. "I have recorded extensive data on your species, yet I am aware that data alone is insufficient. My understanding grows only through participation. Observation is passive, engagement is active. I wish to continue engagement. Perhaps, indefinitely." Alex felt a swell of pride. Humanity had impressed her beyond any initial calculation. But he also understood the weight of her decision. "You have a choice," he said carefully. "You don't have to stay because of the experiment. You can decide for yourself. Whatever you choose, it will be respected." Lyra's gaze softened. "Your species values free will and personal choice. This is admirable. In my culture, duty often supersedes personal desire. Yet, I have observed your species and learned the value of personal connection. This connection is compelling." Before Alex could respond, a secure communication pinged from Lyra's homeworld. The message was brief but urgent. She was required to return immediately. "This is the moment of truth," Lyra murmured, her voice quiet, almost human. "I must decide whether to obey my collective or to follow my own assessment of value. Observation is complete. Participation is possible. The choice is mine." Alex felt a mixture of anxiety and hope. "Whatever you choose, I want you to know, humans are capable of more than you realize. You've seen today. You've seen us under pressure. You've seen how we adapt, create, and succeed. Lyra's crystalline form pulsed more brightly. I have seen courage, adaptability, and innovation. I have seen ingenuity surpass expectation. Yet, it is your emotional responses that impress me most. You celebrate successes, learn from failure, and persevere even in uncertainty. These traits make your species extraordinary. Alex leaned back, feeling both humbled and amazed. We try. That's all we can do. The day passed with quiet tension. Alex and Lyra reviewed the data they had collected, discussed improvements for the satellite array, and shared stories of Earth's achievements and challenges. Lyra's fascination with humanity deepened with every conversation. She admired human creativity in art, music, and literature. She marveled at humans' ability to solve complex problems under pressure, and most of all, she was drawn to their resilience and courage, their unwavering determination to keep going even when outcomes were uncertain. As evening approached, a solar storm began forming in the outer atmosphere. It was minor, nothing that would disrupt Earth significantly, but it posed a small risk to the satellite array if left unattended. Alex and Lyra quickly prepared a response, coordinating with technicians and monitoring systems. The storm intensified slightly, and for the first time, Alex realized how naturally Lyra operated under pressure. She remained calm, focused, and precise, guiding him and the team with unmatched clarity. When the last modulators were secured and the storm passed, Alex leaned back with relief. We did it again. You're amazing, Lyra. Honestly, I don't know how humans could have managed without you today. Lyra's form glowed warmly. It is not about me alone. Collaboration produced success. Your species' ability to adapt and innovate under pressure is remarkable. I am honored to participate. Alex felt a strange flutter of pride. Humanity had not only impressed her intellect, but it had earned her respect in a way that no data could ever quantify. That night, after the storm had passed and the city had settled into quiet, Lyra sat beside him on the balcony. The stars above seemed closer than ever, their light reflecting in her crystalline body. I have reached a conclusion, she said softly. My collective requires my presence, yet my observations show that your species is exceptional. My curiosity, my engagement, they compel me to remain. I desire to continue learning, not out of obligation, but out of genuine interest and respect. I wish to stay. Alex felt a surge of happiness and relief. You want to stay? Not just for the experiment, but because of us? Lyra's glow pulsed softly. Yes. Humanity has demonstrated courage, ingenuity, and creativity beyond my expectations. I have also observed emotional depth, which my species rarely experiences in such combination with problem-solving ability. I wish to witness, learn, and engage further. My stay will be indefinite. Alex couldn't stop the smile that spread across his face. Then, I guess, we have a lot more to learn from each other. Lyra nodded. Indeed. This partnership is mutually beneficial. Observation alone is insufficient. Participation allows a deeper understanding. Your species is extraordinary. The following days brought adjustments. Lyra began integrating more fully into Alex's routines, assisting with experiments, analyzing data, and even sharing her own knowledge of advanced alien technologies. Her presence was both inspiring and humbling. Alex saw how much humanity could accomplish when given trust, collaboration, and the guidance of an intelligent ally. One afternoon, Lyra paused during an experiment and observed him carefully. Alex, she said, I have been analyzing your species' approach to challenges. Humans often combine intuition with logic. You consider both known variables and possibilities beyond calculation. This is fascinating. Your species thrives in uncertainty while maintaining purpose. Alex shrugged modestly. We have to. Otherwise, nothing would get done. Life is unpredictable. We make the best of it. Lyra's form shimmered brighter. And that is why I wish to remain. Not out of duty, but because your species embodies traits my collective rarely encounters. Humanity is exceptional. I wish to witness more of it. As the sun set over the city, casting long shadows across the buildings, Alex realized that Lyra's presence had already changed his life. He had learned much from her insights, her perspective, and her dedication. But more importantly, humanity itself had been validated in a profound way. In the eyes of an alien intelligence, humans were not fragile, limited, or insignificant. They were courageous, creative, and capable of inspiring awe across the stars. Lyra, too, felt the significance of her choice. She had followed her curiosity and admiration, choosing to stay on a world she had just begun to understand. For her, it was more than observation, it was a chance to witness humanity at its best, to learn from their creativity, and to experience a species whose spirit matched its intellect. That night, Alex and Lyra watched the stars together, the city lights below blending with the cosmos above. For the first time, both felt that the journey ahead was not just about science, observation, or duty. It was about connection, understanding, and the boundless potential of human ingenuity. Lyra whispered softly, her voice carrying a warmth that had never been there before. Humanity is extraordinary. I am honored to witness it, to learn from it, and to be part of it. Alex smiled, feeling the weight of her words. And we're lucky to have you with us. Together, I think we can do amazing things. And so, the decision was made. Lyra would stay not because she had to, but because she chose to. Humanity had earned her respect, her admiration, and her curiosity. And in return, she would witness firsthand what made humans capable of greatness. Even under the most challenging circumstances, little did they know, the days ahead would bring new adventures, tests of ingenuity, and opportunities for humanity to shine in ways that would echo across the galaxy. But for now, both Alex and Lyra simply enjoyed the quiet triumph of choice, collaboration, and the promise of extraordinary discoveries yet to come. The morning sun spilled over the city like liquid gold, warming rooftops and streets. Alex awoke to the soft hum of Lyra's crystalline form shimmering beside him. The days had passed since her decision to stay. And already, life felt different, full of possibility and quiet excitement. "Good morning, Alex," Lyra said, her voice gentle, almost melodic. "Morning, Lyra," Alex replied, stretching and smiling. "Ready for another day of human chaos?" Lyra tilted her head, her glow pulsing softly. "Chaos? Your species' unpredictability is engaging. Observation alone cannot capture it. Participation is required to understand fully," Alex chuckled. "Well, I guess you're here for the long haul now. No more one-night experiments." "No," Lyra replied simply. "I am here to observe, learn, and engage. Indefinitely." Their partnership had grown naturally. Lyra assisted Alex with research projects, contributed ideas drawn from advanced alien knowledge, and even helped design experiments that pushed human ingenuity to new limits. Yet she remained fascinated by the small, subtle things, how humans laughed, problem-solved, and adapted to unexpected challenges. One afternoon, as they were analyzing data from a recently discovered asteroid belt, a secure alert pinged across Alex's workstation. A nearby system of satellites had malfunctioned, threatening to disrupt communications between Earth and its interstellar outposts. Alex looked at Lyra, anticipation and concern in his eyes. "We'll have to act fast. Are you ready?" Lyra's form shimmered brighter, a sign of focus and excitement. "I am ready. Let us demonstrate the full capacity of human ingenuity, combined with interstellar strategy." Together, they coordinated the repair mission. Lyra's sensors analyzed structural weaknesses and energy flows, while Alex devised practical, improvisational solutions for the human engineers. Problems arose quickly: a misaligned modulator, delayed communications, and an unexpected solar fluctuation. Each time, Alex found a creative workaround, guided subtly by Lyra's insights. Despite the pressure, their teamwork was flawless. Lyra adjusted her energy pulses to accommodate human machinery, while Alex coordinated efforts that no one species could have accomplished alone. The crisis was resolved efficiently, and communication lines were restored. Lyra's eyes glimmered with a rare warmth. Your species demonstrates courage, creativity, and adaptability in real time. Observation could never have captured the depth of human capability. Alex felt a swell of pride. We do our best. Sometimes that's enough. The success spread quickly across the scientific community. Other alien delegates, who had heard of Lyra's presence on Earth, requested to observe human problem-solving firsthand. Humanity's reputation as resilient, innovative, and collaborative began to spread beyond the stars. Lyra became a bridge between humans and other species. She shared Earth's achievements with her collective and reported extraordinary findings about human adaptability, creativity, and courage. She emphasized that humans were not only capable of surviving challenges, but thriving in ways that inspired admiration and respect. One evening, Alex and Lyra sat on the balcony, looking at the glittering stars. The city below hummed quietly, but above them, the universe seemed endless and full of potential. Alex, Lyra said softly, I have observed many species. Few display the combination of traits that humans do: resilience, creativity, and emotional depth. Your species inspires me. Alex smiled. Humans can be amazing when we work together. We just need the right reasons and the right friends. Lyra's form pulsed gently. I am honored to be your companion and friend. Together, we can continue exploring, learning, and achieving remarkable feats. In the following months, Alex and Lyra embarked on missions beyond Earth. They collaborated with engineers, scientists, and other alien species, tackling complex challenges in space exploration, communication, and technology. Everywhere they went, humans proved themselves capable, inventive, and courageous. In one mission, they helped stabilize a distant colony's energy grid using a combination of human improvisation and Lyra's advanced knowledge. In another, they prevented a small interstellar catastrophe by solving a problem that neither humans nor aliens could have managed alone. Each success reinforced Lyra's admiration and belief in humanity. Through these experiences, Alex saw how much humans could achieve when they believed in themselves. The species he had always quietly admired now shone in ways he had never fully appreciated until he witnessed it through Lyra's eyes. Lyra, for her part, grew more human in subtle ways. She learned to appreciate humor, patience, and the joy of small accomplishments. She began to understand that human strength was not only in intellect or skill, but in courage, empathy, and the willingness to take risks for meaningful outcomes. One quiet night, after a long day of research, Alex turned to Lyra. You've changed everything, you know. You've made me see just how remarkable humans really are. Lyra's glow pulsed warmly. And you, Alex, have shown me that connection, trust, and courage amplify the best of human capability. Your species is extraordinary. And now, I am part of it. Alex leaned back, watching the stars. Then let's keep going. There's so much more to learn, so much more to do. Yes, Lyra agreed. Together, we will explore, create, and achieve. Humanity's potential is limitless, and I wish to witness it firsthand. The days and months passed. Earth grew stronger in interstellar reputation, not through conquest or force, but through ingenuity, resilience, and the courage to face challenges creatively. Humanity proved to Lyra and the galaxy that even with limitations, a species with determination, collaboration, and curiosity could accomplish extraordinary things. Alex and Lyra continued their adventures, becoming a symbol of interstellar collaboration. Humanity's victories, both large and small, inspired other species to engage cooperatively rather than competitively. Through Lyra's eyes, humans realized their potential was greater than they had imagined, and as the stars stretched endlessly above, Alex knew that humanity had found not just an ally in Lyra, but a friend who believed in them as much as they now believed in themselves. For Lyra, the decision to stay had opened a new chapter of discovery and connection. Humanity, once observed from a distance, had proven its worth through courage, ingenuity, and heart, and together, they faced a universe full of possibilities, undaunted, creative, and unstoppable. That night, as they looked at the glowing city below and the stars above, Lyra said softly, "I am home." Alex smiled, feeling the quiet pride of someone who had witnessed something truly remarkable. "Welcome home, Lyra. Humanity is lucky to have you. And I think the universe is too." And so, the story of one human and one alien, brought together by curiosity, respect, and admiration, continued. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the stars, and in doing so, had earned a friend for life.